Have you ever dreamed about taking your passion for teaching and turning it into, a global adventure? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify how online teacher training can literally be your passport to a classroom pretty much anywhere in the world. So let's dive right in. I mean, just picture it for a second. A career where your classroom has no borders. One year you could be in a cool international school, and the next you're teaching on a cutting-edge online platform. Does that sound amazing? Because that opportunity is way more real than you might think. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the big picture. We are living in the age of the new global classroom. And what that means is there's this incredible, and I mean incredible, demand for qualified teachers all across the globe. So the main idea here is that education has totally broken free from its old limits. We're seeing this explosion of international schools and online learning platforms. But here's the catch. To get your foot in the door for these awesome roles, you need professional credibility. Schools want to see that you're serious about teaching excellence, and that's where getting some formal training becomes absolutely essential. Right? So how in the world do you get that credibility without, putting your entire life on pause? Well, that brings us perfectly to our next section. Your path to a career, the modern, super accessible way to get the credentials you actually need. So what is an online teacher training course? It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like, a program designed for the way we live now. Its entire goal is to arm you with the real-world skills you need, things like structured teaching methods, classroom management, a little student psychology, so you can walk into a classroom feeling confident and effective. It's all about building practical skills for today's classrooms. And honestly, the biggest, most massive advantage comes down to just one word: flexibility. Think about it. With traditional training, you're stuck in one place on a super rigid schedule. But with online courses, you can learn from anywhere, completely on your own time. For anyone who's already working or just can't drop everything to go back to school, this is a total game changer. Okay, so we've established that the online route is flexible. Awesome. But that brings up a really important question. How do you find a course that employers are actually going to respect? Because let's be real, not all programs are created equal. Let's dig into the hallmarks of a truly high-quality, internationally recognized course. You're really looking for 5 key things here. First up is accreditation. That's the official seal of approval that says a course meets high academic standards. Then, you need a curriculum that's actually relevant worldwide. You also want experienced trainers who can give you practical insights, some kind of hands-on teaching practice, and finally, a certificate that schools around the world will actually accept. Seriously, think of these as your non-negotiables. So, keeping those key things in mind, how do you actually go about picking a course? Let's make this super practical. I'm going to walk you through a simple process for choosing the program that's perfectly aligned with your own goals. You can basically think of this as your personal checklist. Step 1, always double-check that accreditation. Step 2, look at what you'll be learning. Does the curriculum cover modern teaching methods and tech? Third, who's teaching you? Make sure they're experienced educators. Fourth, does the format actually fit your life? And finally, do they offer any career support to help you land a job when you're done? All right, now for the really exciting part, the payoff. Once you've completed a quality program, what doors actually swing open for you? Let's talk about the real, tangible career opportunities that come with getting the right certification. The bottom line is really simple. A recognized certification makes you a much, much stronger candidate in the job market. Schools and online platforms, they'd much rather hire teachers who have formal training because it proves you're a competent professional. It's a direct line from your training to getting a job, and it makes you a more confident and skilled teacher in the process. And just look at how diverse these opportunities are. You could start out as a pre-primary or primary school teacher, become an online tutor, or even an educator at a prestigious international school. But it doesn't have to stop there. This kind of training can eventually lead you to roles like a curriculum coordinator or even an education consultant. We're talking about a path with real, long-term career growth. So what does this all boil down to? The path to a global teaching career is clearer and way more accessible than it has ever been. But it all starts with taking that one first step, choosing the right training for you. So the only real question left is, what's your first step going to be?